Hey, Brett here. This is part one of a five-part series on reversing the effects of sitting too much. Tonight, we're going to work on the hip flexors and the piriformis. So these are going to be deep in here. That's what we're going to work on. So I'm just going to go through the poses quickly to show you what I'm going to be doing. And then after that, I'll actually do them, doing the timings as suggested on my website. So first pose, I'm going to get into a tabletop on the floor. You might want a pad for your knee, but I'm going to not use pads myself. I'm on carpet. I'm going to swing my right foot up to my right hand and maybe even a little bit in front of it. Then I'm going to rotate my right foot out, maybe 45 degrees. This leg can flail out or not. It's fine if it does. And then I'm going to slide my left leg back, and I'm going to point the toes of my left foot. So point your toes backwards away from you and push that leg back and then just rest into this. If you need to use a prop for support, as long as you're getting a stretch in here, you're doing it right. I'm going to do this one for 3 minutes in this sequence. Now, of course, it's asymmetrical. So the other side is on the left side, swing the left foot up, starting from tabletop, swing the left foot up, rotate the left foot out, slide your right leg back, and then rest into the pose. And again, props, totally use props. All right, now that's called blaster. Next one is jackknife blaster. I'm going to use the wall. I'm going to use a pillow, or if you can't, you might wear a pair of shoes. I'm going to get so my toes are touching the wall here, and then I'm going to kick my actually I'm going to kick my right foot back and up, and I'm going to put my shin against the wall. So put your shin against the wall. Very important. Knee is touching the wall. If the knee is touching the wall, your knee is protected. And this is just for padding. Now, you might find that this is a stretch for you, and that's great. Slowly over time, work your way up, work your way up, work your way up. I'm doing my right side. My right side's getting a big stretch. And then eventually, maybe you can bring in your foot and go higher and higher, and eventually, maybe up here. I'm not going to do that right now because I need to work up to that. But that's the idea. And of course, asymmetrical. So after I'm done with the right side to the back, I'll do the same thing, but with the left side to the back. Same thing. And then finally, asymmetrical, happy baby. I'm going to lie on my back. I'm going to point my left foot away from me. I'm going to raise my right foot up. Now, you might need something like a rope to do this, but eventually over time, you'll be able to grab your foot. I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of a pillow here and then just rest into this and pull it down and to the outside. And this is and also a symmetrical pose. So same thing, other side. So that's going to help reverse sitting and keeping your legs closed. Hope you enjoy that. See you in a few. Okay, what am I stopping for? All right, now I'm going to go ahead and describe this and I'll use the timer. So on the floor, all fours, swing your right foot up to your right hand, slide your right foot forward maybe a little bit, rotate your right foot 45 degrees out. So point diagonally away from you. Push into your hands and lift your left leg with your left toes and slide your left leg back and rest into the pose. Alexa, 3-minute timer. Now you'll get a different feel leaning forward than leaning up, or even again, feel free to use a prop. Totally fine. In fact, right there, ooh, that's a nice stretch. I'm gonna go do this for a while. Hello, Chesh. Alexa, stop. Okay, now I'm gonna push back into my left foot and then slowly slide my right leg back. Maybe go back into a kneeling position. I'm gonna go ahead and take this and move it to my other side. So I might do that same thing. Penny did a good job on that. Okay, now again, tabletop. You also might want some pads for your now right knee. So I'm going to take your left leg and swing it up by your right hand. Slide your foot forward a little bit more. Maybe rotate your foot out to 45 degrees. So left foot pointing away from you diagonally. Slide back your right leg. Set your shin down and your knee. And then I'll bring that in a second. Let's start the timer. Alexa, 3-minute timer. Oh, Josh. Alexa, stop. Okay. Come back onto my left or my right leg and slide your left leg back. Okay. Now, next one, jackknife blaster. Jackknife blaster is going to emphasize either here or here, depending on which leg is against the wall. So I'm going to go ahead and use this again for balance. And then I'm going to use, where's my other pillow? Oh, here it is. So pillow against the wall. I'm going to slide my right shin up against the wall. Okay, right shin's against the wall. Knee, very important. Knee, my knee is touching the baseboard. Knee is touching the baseboard. My On my left foot, my toes are just touching the wall. Now, again, this might be where you're at. That's fine. Over time, maybe use pillows. You build up the stamina to hold yourself up. Maybe you can use a prop, as I shall right here. And then I might go ahead and lift my foot. Now, this isn't about getting your bum to the wall. I'm actually trying to drop my hip and stretch this entire thing. All right, here we go. Alexa, 2-minute timer. Alexa, 2-minute timer. This is a big stretch right here. That's pretty much what I'm targeting. And while it's not happening, it's almost like I'm taking the crease of my hip and dropping it forward to allow this whole front of my leg to get a nice stretch. The first version of this form, Blaster, you might want to hold that one a little bit longer. It's a little more involved. It deals with more muscles. This one is a little more targeted, so we're doing it for only 2 minutes. You can extend any of these poses up to 5 minutes. Much beyond 5 minutes, law of diminishing return. Better to do a different pose than to keep in the same pose. Exception being big hip openers like side splits, box splits, or front splits. There we go. I'm just sort of playing with it, try to get the stretch in a slightly different place. There we go. And now I extend my torso a little bit, and that extends the stretch on the front of that, my right leg. So I'm also working on neuroplasticity. I'm taking the time to focus in on different parts of my body. And so I'm building up both proprioceptive skills and interoceptive skills. And a side effect of that is increased neuroplasticity. So you're probably increasing your telomere length, reducing inflammation. So many good things. I'm using the friction of my right forearm against this pillow to hold me in place, and then my knee is on the floor, and I'm getting a huge stretch on the front of my right leg there. Alexa, stop. If you do this one for 3, 4, 5 minutes, the front of your leg will feel like butter. That's not always a good thing, but it can be a really good thing. And with all of these stretches, these are things you do and then go to bed or sit down. Don't do any kind of exertive thing. Don't go do yoga. Don't go jogging. These are to be done after. You will injure yourself if you do something like a plow pose after stretching your back. Personal experience from 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. All right. My left leg shin is against the wall. Knee is at the baseboard, very important. And now I've got a nice stretch in the front of my left thigh. Alexa, 2-minute timer. These muscles get really short because you sit all day long. So what happens is when you stand, these short muscles pull you forward. To maintain your posture, you pull backward with your muscles in your shoulder and lower back. Actually, mostly lower back. And that's why a lot of times you'll have lower back pain because your front is tight. This is a wonderful stretch to target a big part of why that happens. And to get to neutral pelvis, this is also a good stretch because a lot of times it's hard for me to get to neutral pelvis because tightness right in here. Alexa, stop. So, Jackknife Blaster is wonderful for a lot of things. Finally, Happy Baby. So this is a half Happy Baby. This is an asymmetrical pose. Um, I'm going to lay on my back, and then I'm just going to actually I'm going to use, I think, this pillow or this pillow. I like a little bit of my head slightly elevated on some of these. All right, I'm going to lift my right leg up, bring it to my chest, grab my foot, and then just allow my leg to fall to the outside. Alexa, 3-minute timer. Now, you might need to use a strap to do this. That's absolutely fine. Since I've been working on both front and side splits, I'm pretty good here. Hey, Josh, come here. What you got in your neck there? Alexa, stop. That's a nice big stretch there. Okay. Oof. Also, that feels a little bit tight, but that was from the previous one, jackknife. All right. Other side. Mm. Alexa, 3-minute timer. Alexa, stop. Again, nice big stretch back here. Ooh, so let's give that a try. Feels really good. Loosened up everything around in there. I'm going to go ahead and do a few more poses. So bonus poses now. I'm going to do pigeon on both sides for 3 minutes, I think. All right. Alexa, 3 minute timer. Alexa, stop. Okay. Oh, chest. Deal. All right. Pigeon on the other side. All right. So this is my renegade side. Eesh. So on asymmetrical poses, you can do one side longer if you'd like. Actually, I've got a little trick for this side. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Alexa, 3-minute timer. If you're going to do this with your knuckles, only use these two knuckles. There's no bone structure here. The same knuckles you would do for a knuckle push-up. Also the knuckles you punch with. Just those two. Don't use the pinky or the ring finger, you'll break them. That's anatomy. I've got my arm locked out and I'm sitting on my knuckles. The problem is I'm not quite balanced like I want to be, so they're actually right there. Alexa, stop. Okay. One thing I would say, holding it for 3 minutes versus 5 minutes, the difference in getting out is astounding. It's much easier to get out of these poses, which means I'm just not getting in them as deep, but I still feel real good, really energized. So I think the shorter times, I'd much rather have people do these poses for a shorter time than not do them because they're too long. But it is a different experience going longer, one you might consider at some point. Have a good night.